Hey everybody, it's Pax. Welcome to the Arkham Week of Horror. FFG reached out for people to create some gameplay of the ultimatums featured in the new FAQ, and so here I am, subjecting myself to abject misery for your entertainment.
Pain, suffering, death, I feel.
Today we're playing solo Patrice through Dark Side of the Moon, and the ultimatums we're playing with are the Ultimatum of Dread, Ultimatum of Forbidden Knowledge, and Ultimatum of Hardship. This means I will be starting with 2 fewer resources, 1 fewer cards in hand, and scariest of all, not skipping the first Mythos phase. Now, a few things to note about Dark Side of the Moon and my character choice. As a standalone scenario, the scenario can be harder by choosing to have been captured, starting you on the Moon Beast Galley. And then, in order to finish out the scenario, you need to get your alarm under a threshold, and the usual way to do that is by succeeding by multiples of 3 on a difficulty 1 intellect or agility test, neither of which Patrice is particularly good at. So taking a quick look at the deck list we're playing with, I am going for a Charisma Summon Hound Chance Encounter level 2 thing, wherein Chance Encounter level 2 gets to bypass the Summon Hound weakness getting shuffled into your deck. That's kind of the core of the deck, but in service of that test towards the end of the scenario, I've got 2 copies of Defiance, a copy of Last Chance, some Perception, some Promise of Powers, as just a way to get a lot of icons. Grizzled, the selections are Scheme and Monster, because a lot of the scariest treacheries are schemes, and every single enemy is a monster in this scenario. In addition to that, I've got 2 copies of Blur, 2 copies of Brand of Cthulhu. Those are just general enemy management using my best stat of willpower. You got the old keyring, look what I found, for some clue compression, live and learn to get some extra things going on. Spectral Razor and Read the Signs for some emergency compression with events in my hand. And then a single copy of The Devil and Miss Doyle each. I think there's something really cute that goes on with the Devil where a chance encounter gets him back into play, but he explodes onto the cats from Saturn in a particularly entertaining way that I'm hoping will show up once in the scenario. That would be a lot of fun. Now, it looks like the weaknesses that I ended up with are Obsessive. When your turn begins, discard a non-weakness card at random from your hand. Oh, that's annoying. And what's the other one? I probably scrolled past it. 13th Vision. Investigators at your location fail tests during skill tests. Oh, that's interesting. So, that obviously sucks, right? Because passing by 0 becomes a failing by 0. But it's actually kind of good for the Blurs and the Brands of Cthulhu, which is really funny. You can't succeed by 0 with 13th Vision at play. So there might be some cute plays going on with that. More likely, I'm just clear. And a reminder for everyone for the Chaos Bag. We've got the kind of typical Chaos Bag for the standalone. The skulls are minus X, where X is half of your alarm level rounded up. I have 1 alarm at the start of the scenario. The Cultist reveals another token. If you fail and your alarm level is higher than your modified skill value, after a skill test ends, you draw the top card of the encounter deck. The tablet is -1. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. And I find that drawing too many of these on tests you fail in this scenario is what is going to determine whether or not you end up having a good playthrough or not. So let's do a shuffle of the deck. We got our 3 starting resources and our 4 cards in our opening hand. We've got a Spectral Razor, a Grizzled, an Old Keyring, and a Chance Encounter. Now, Chance Encounter, we need to mulligan that. That needs to be found later in the scenario. Spectral Razor is something that I think I actually have to hold on to going into turn 1, because I do not know whether or not I'm drawing an enemy in the first Mythos phase. Similarly, Grizzled is going to get my skill value up from 6 to 9, because, again, I've chosen Monster, and all of the enemies are monsters. The one thing that you're the most scared of right now is the cats from Saturn. Because the cats from Saturn, I think I have to do an evade and then Spectral Razor in order to, kill them. Old Keyring is, just good. And turn 1, if I don't draw an enemy, is going to be the time for me to play it. And it's also particularly good on this location because This has 3 clues at the start. I have to get all 3 of those clues, and there's not many locations in this scenario that have 2 clues, so look what I found, old keyring goes particularly well together. So I think I'm just mulliganing the chance encounter. And a live and learn, that helps a lot with that idea of what happens if there's an enemy. So chance encounter gets shuffled away. We've got 5 threshold for the first agenda. We need to get to the City of Moon Beasts with 3 clues, which is quite a lot. But the nice thing is, this Moon Beast Galley makes it so that I have more of these clues. Shuffle that encounter deck up nice and good. And we're off to the races. Okay. That kind of sucks, but it's actually not that bad. Okay, so our turn 1 isn't, like, amazing. Obviously, you know, we're playing the old keyring into our hand. A draw action doesn't... I mean, so the thing about a draw action right here is if I happen to draw something particularly good for my deck, then it lets me play it. Like a Brand or a Blur, those let me make sure that I can handle an enemy on later turns. Even a Holy Rosary, I think, is, like, fine. I think more likely, though, I'm just trying to investigate this with the Live and Learn and the Grizzled, and I hate that because of the tablet. I don't want to just, like, arbitrarily raise my alarm level, and that's part of the reason why I want to take a draw instead. But what I might end up doing is draw a card or take a resource. If it's no good, commit both of these to the test so that the tablet doesn't fail me. And, like, look how good that test is at 1-up, right? That's not bad. So what I'm going to do, there is a lot of expensive cards in this deck. I'm going to take a resource, and I'm going to investigate with both of these committed. 4 against 3. What do we get? A -2. That's wasted, but at least it's not an extra alarm. Spectral Razor gets discarded at the end of the round, going into upkeep. And this is not a bad hand for next round. 2 Doom, and an encounter card. Another ancient... You saw me shuffle that. You all saw it. I know you saw it. So that's particularly annoying. Because of this ability on the Moonbeast Galley that I failed to mention, at the end of the round, if there are 3 or more Doom in play, flip Moonbeast Galley over. And just as a spoiler, if you don't clear all the clues, you get an alarm. And I'd love to not get an alarm. So this round is definitely focused on getting the clues off of there. But I also really need to get this Blur... Like... Oh, if that hadn't happened, the Emergency Cache and Blur and Holy Rosary would have me feeling so good about my chances going forward. But I think what I really have to do is I have to take the Investigate with the keyring against the Galley. And that's going to be 2 against 1, -2 Shroud. And I'll just take that. There's a 0. So we do get 1 clue from that. And that's fine. That spends a key. See, this is tricky, because if I do that again and I pass again, I don't get the clues without spending the Promise of Power, and I don't get to play anything. If I do it again and fail, then I get to play the Look What I Found, get the 2 clues, and play the Blur, or the Rosary, probably the Blur, and I feel good. But I think I kind of... Like, look how many -1s there are. It's only the -3 and -2 that get me in that. I think I don't spend the keyring. The first one might have been greedy. I'm thinking about the math on this again. What's the consequence? Okay, but the thing is, the keyring is also making it so that I'm 2 against 1, so that the tablet doesn't add an alarm upon failing. If I draw a tablet and get the Look What I Found, fine. I don't get away with this as nicely. So I'm kind of in the same situation as I was last round, where all of these, if I don't use it, gets me my Look What I Found. But if I use my keyring, then I need to draw, what? The -3 or 4 or auto-fail to get the Look What I Found. So I think I have to not use it, which is a bummer, but -1. Perfect. That is basically all we could have asked for. So we play the Look What I Found. We get the 2 clues. That's perfect. If there's no clues on this, we can flip it over. I think we are going to do that now. Move each investigator here to the Moon Forest. Remove this card from the game, discarding all enemies here. Now, notably, there's nothing about this that needs you to spend the clues. So that means I don't have to spend as much time getting the clues to do this stuff, right? I needed to get to the City of Moon Beasts with clues. Not anymore. So that sends me to the Moon Forest, which is this one. No, we're not discarding the location. Let's just. So at the Moon Forest, it's a forest shroud location with only one clue on it. With a really high agility test to remove your alarm, and an evade as a free action, but if you do that, you can fail and raise your alarm level. So that kind of sucks. I think that we kind of have to play the Blur. One thing that's really nice about the Blur is that it kills Cats of Saturn stacks as well as getting you the evade as well. Like, it kills a Cat of Saturn, so it's kind of like a 2 damage attack, and it gives you the action back. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. It sucks not being able to play this emergency cache, though. That is a huge bummer. But we do our upkeep. We have both of our summoned hounds and the violin. We're already up to 4 doom. It's not actually 5 like that says. I don't count this one. I don't know how to make it not count this. This lets you not remove it from your player mat, but you still have to do the determination yourself. All right, and the encounter card is Forced into Hiding. There's a terror, where X is your alarm level. If you fail, lose an action. If you fail by 3 or more, lose 2 actions. If you fail by 5 or more, lose 1 action instead. Now, I just have play actions and moves going on this turn. I don't really need the clue here. And so I think I just commit the Ward of... well, hold on. What was it again? It was Willpower? Yeah, I commit the Ward of Protection because it's just an icon, and that'll put me 5 against 1. So, fine. Yeah, all right. Cool. That's dealt with. We're happy. I would like to take a resource and play my violin. I think I have to do that. And then I'm going to use the violin to discard a summoned hound to gain a resource. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you end your turn on the Dark Crater, you have to take a test, and you raise your alarm if you fail that test. It's only if you've discovered one or more of its clues, though, this turn. And so I think that means I'm safe to move up. Oh, thank goodness. Big intellect test to reduce your alarm. I haven't discovered any clues, so I don't have to do that test. Both summon hounds are in the discard pile. That feels good. That's the end of my turn. We go to upkeep. Obsessive hits play. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Maybe this Take Heart will be really nice going into the Mythos phase, though. Let's see. We'll bugger the Mythos phase, though, because we actually have to deal with the agenda flip first. So the discard pile goes back into the encounter deck, which is just, like, catastrophic. And I get my alarm up to 2. Now, that does mean that we're back at a 5 doom threshold on the second agenda. And what do we get? We get a Moonbound Bayeki, nearest surface location, so that is us. But he has a prey of highest alarm level 3 or more only. And he ignores investigators with an alarm level of 2 or less while moving or engaging. So he goes here and does not engage me because he has a prey only. Now that's a little annoying. But it's not that bad. So what I think I'm doing this round is I'm probably going to take the clue off of here with the old keyring. Probably with the resourceful committed. There's a live and learn in the discard, which means that a failed test can be made useful. I would like to get Devil into play. I have to discard a card before I do any of this stuff. So let's do that really quickly. It's the Take Heart. Okay. Not too bad. I think that that's about as... That's fine. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is we are going to investigate with the keyring. -2 Shroud. Right? It's free. It's free, I said. Okay, if you fail and your alarm level is higher than your modified skill value, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Now my alarm level is 2, and because I auto-failed, I have a 0, so I have to draw the top card of the encounter deck. Attached to my location. Okay. That occurred. Now I don't get an alarm, that's not too bad, and I don't lose the old keyring. I think that I'm looking to play Devil, because Devil is going to be helping me with damage for Cats of Saturn, because they're coming out to coming out eventually. And the nice thing about Devil playing him early is that if you don't have damage to move from your Investigator to Devil, he doesn't like explode on his own at a random time. He just explodes when you take the 3 damage, and then 2 of it gets moved to you. On the other hand, I would really like to get rid of this Obsessive. I don't think it makes sense to. I do not think it makes sense to, as much as that is a bummer. We're going to play Devil, and we're going to... I wonder if I should just investigate again. I probably should discard one of these, eh? With my violin. I'm not going to play the old keyring this round. Let's draw a card. Ooh, no, but if I draw an ace, that's bad. Let's take a resource. I want to be able to, after upkeep, I want to be able to use ace to get one of my summoned hounds. Because one of my summoned hounds is like effectively a card draw turn, which is just nuts, right? Okay, and I think I just take a resource, right? Like, I just take a resource. I don't want to get this clue because there's a chance that this guy's going to have to engage me, right? That seems like a terrible proposition. So I think I just take the other resource. So that gets discarded. Nothing's going on with the Lunar Patrol right now. Nothing's going on with the Moonbound Buy a Key right now. I upkeep. Okay, a Spectral Razor. If this guy becomes a problem, he can be razored. I have a brand. I'd love to play that. A Resourceful gets me okay. Okay for next round. The Obsessives might be a problem. 1 Doom. We're not making great pace, I will say that. Cast from Saturn. X is your alarm level, or the highest alarm level among investigators. So he gets 2 of my cards. And then my turn begins, and I have to discard a non-weakness card from my hand at random. So we'll do that. Spectral Razor. Ah! That's bad. But the nice thing is, actually, hilariously, I actually get to do the thing. I get to do the thing. Which is, if I take any action, the Cats from Saturn are going to attack me for 1 each. Devil is going to explode and deal 2 damage to every enemy at my location, which will kill the Cats from Saturn completely, as well as deal 2 damage to the Moonbound Buy a Key. Now, can I afford that? It's literally the thing that I said would be really cool to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Brand of Cthulhu. That's my declaration of playing this Brand of Cthulhu. The Cats from Saturn perform 3 attacks of opportunity on me. All of that gets assigned to Devil. When Devil is defeated, 2 damage to each enemy and investigator at my location. Those get discarded, I believe. Not 100% sure, but I'm just going to do that because I don't want to look it up in the middle of a scenario. And Devil has also exploded. Now, that was me playing Brand. Boom, boom. Now I've got a permanent weapon solution. There's some other things that can be done here. I could try to remove the Lunar Patrol by testing it just 2 against 3, live and learn with a Resourceful in it. Maybe even the Blur if I wanted to. But the problem with that is it's the gosh darn tablet. I wonder if I replace the Blur. I feel like replacing the Blur is not a bad call. I feel like getting this clue and leaving would be so good. And he'll stop ignoring me if I do that, though. Maybe I just kill him with the Brand. He's not aloof. I'm allowed to just hit him. I kill him with the Brand. I'm attacking 5 against 3. I've got to live and learn if it fails. That's lose an action. I'd like to do that last action. Okay. I don't have anything to commit to the Dark Crater test, so I'd only be 1 up. But he would be dead, so I'd only have 3 alarm. No, I don't mind that. So long as this guy isn't like dropping onto me and hitting me for this much damage, I think I'm okay with it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the clue with the old keyring, 2 against 0. Boom, -4. Old keyring is gone. That clue is mine. And then we're going to brand this guy for, what did I say it was? 5 against 3, so I'm 2 up, and I get 2 shots with it because of the live and learn. -1, yeah, he's just toast. So I spend 1 charge off that, he's dead. Now, I do have this Dark Crater test to do at the end of my turn. I think I'm going to use the violin to discard Blur for a card. Damn. Okay, and then we're doing this test. I'll commit the live and learn to it. That'll put me at 5 against 3. +1. Okay, cool. We don't get it. We don't get the extra alarm. That makes me happy. Okay, we get upkeep. Bada boom. That is just atrocious. This is so bad. This is so, like, monumentally bad. Hate that. We got 2 Doom. We got an encounter card, which is an Ancient Evils. Oh my god. Yeah, it's not good pace. This is a good example of a poor pace. But we're pretty open to, like, do new things this round, which is pretty cool. So we'll get rid of our obsessive card. It's the Grizzled. The Grizzled is the one thing that I needed. Okay. The Patrice's Violin has to find a new card. Miss Doyle. Oh, Miss Doyle. Attempt to evade. If you discard Hope, the test is automatically successful. Beautiful. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Miss Doyle hits play. First thing. Now, when Miss Doyle enters play, Hope, Zeal, and Augur randomly choose one to put into play and shuffle the other 2 into your deck. That is atrocious. If I get the Investigate one, I'm going to literally cry. Oh, it's the fight. Thank you. Now, then we fight with a base value of 5, but we're discarding Zeal so that the test is automatically successful to deal with the Watcher from another dimension. And then we're just moving along. Raise the Investigator's alarm level by 1, whatever. This is a terrible spot to get the alarm level 1, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. This is going to happen, which is also a bummer. But I do have 3 clues to spend to advance the City of the Moonbeast. Choose an Investigator at the City of the Moonbeast to take control of Virgil Gray. If Randolph was captured, which he was, that card's owner puts the set-aside Randolph Carter story asset into their hand. Now, I don't know for certain I'm supposed to do that or not. Like, it's a standalone, so, like, I never had... Like, I don't own him, I don't think. But maybe when you do standalones, you're supposed to, like, go back through the campaign log and choose previous things. I don't quite remember. I'm just going to get Virgil and say I don't get Randolph, just for the sake of, again, arbitrarily making this way harder on myself than it ought to be. Now, I do need to get to the Temple of the Moon Lizard and spend 1 clue there. And I've got my beautiful, beautiful little man here, Virgil Gray, where when my alarm is raised, I get to draw cards, gain resources, heal horror from him. He's going to be a great help. Now, like I said, I do have to take this, unfortunately, each Investigator at the end of the round, so I do get to do my upkeep first. That could be huge. What do we get? Sparrow Mask. I could do the Defiance and choose the Skulls, which are currently at -2, and that actually is oops, not +2, -2. The Defiance into that is actually quite nice. The Defiance into that is pretty good. And I think I'm going to do that. So the Defiance, choosing to blank the Skulls, so we're still at, like, this being a successful test. And we get a 0. So that's nice. We don't have to raise our alarm. Yeah, I think that was worth it. 4 out of 5. What do we get next? We get Close Watch. If you fail, you must either discard the asset you control with the highest printed cost, or raise your alarm level by 1. Now, that does mean that Miss Doyle would need to get discarded. I think that discarding a card from play is not necessarily something you can cancel with Deny Existence, which is, like, a real crying shame. That's a real crying shame. Ooh, I forgot about the 13th Vision making these -1s make me fail. That Defiance was not very good. I think I'm going to be getting my alarm raised by 1, which is fine. I probably just have to like clear Obsessive this round because this sucks. Yep. Oh dear. Oh dear. My alarm is a lot higher than my modified skill value, so after this ends, I have to draw a top card in the counter deck. So my doom, my alarm goes up by another 1. Maybe I'm discarding this Doyle. No, that's too bad. We're getting the alarm. And now Virgil is going to either draw me a card, gain me a resource, or heal a horror. I'm going to draw a card. Okay, fine. That's an Ancient Evils. Okay, yeah. This is objectively pretty bad. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Each investigator's alarm is raised by 1. And again, because we're making everything harder, we forced our way into the temple. And we have to get a copy of Cats from Saturn. So that puts us up to 5 alarm. And I guess I should have chosen what to do with Virgil first. I'm going to draw a card with Virgil. And then this guy comes into play with 5 stacks on him. And that is almost certainly taking my aces. And so I'm not going to get my chance encounters off on this first pass of the deck. And that is just like a disastrous waste of XP for what the deck is trying to do, right? What is that? 6 plus the charismas, 12 XP, just not doing anything. It's all right. It's all right. And then that's the Mythos phase. So we have to get rid of a card randomly. It's a read the signs. That's fine. That's definitely fine. We blur the Cats from Saturn. Very much so. When we blur the Cats from Saturn, we are at 5 against 2. We will commit the Take Heart. Whoops. Just in case we get the -3 or worse. -2. I said 5 against 2. So we're good. We get our action back because of Blur. We get to discard one of the Swarm cards. And these guys are all evaded at this location together. The action back is like really nice. I really want to get the Sparrow Mask into play. And I'm going to discard this Read the Signs to get a resource. I'm going to we're gonna discard Obsessive. God, the discarding Obsessive right before my deck empties seems like such a terrible idea. We're gonna play the Sparrow Mask. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do the move. We're at the Temple of the Moon Lizard. We are going to spend our 1 clue to advance. We put the Caverns Beneath the Moon, Dark Side, and the Black Core into play. We spawn the Moon Lizard. We shuffle the encounter discard pile in the encounter deck. That doesn't happen. So we're kind of sitting in a bit of a position. The Moon Lizard's a little annoying, but he's actually he's not that bad. The real problem is that I need to get my alarm down, right? Like that's just quite a tough test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hide inside the Forbidden Temple. So I'm going to do 1 Sparrow Mask. That'll bring me up to 5, 6, 7. Sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8 against 5. So anything better than a 2. I guess these are -3s now. That's a little bad. That's pretty bad. But we'll try it. We're still trying it. -2. That's good. So we were 8 against 5. We do get to reduce our alarm by 1. And that puts these skulls back at -2. That's pretty good. That's a nice turn of events. Okay. It's nice that the Luna Patrol is not something I need to walk through again. That's really good. These guys are going to ready. I'm going to upkeep. That is just horrendous. The chance encounter on the deck reshuffle is so sad. I did take a horror, which replenishes my Sparrow Mask. Now they are upon me, so we're looking pretty rough here. We've got to get to the black core and get all the clues off of it. You can only discover those clues from a successful investigation, so I don't have any way to cheat them off. But hopefully we don't get too screwed here. Deeper Slumber is quite possibly the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Your hand size is reduced down to 2, and it's checked after every time you draw 1 or more cards. This is the ultimate nightmare, because I need to, like, I basically have to evade the Watcher. I can't use Brand to get rid of him. And the reason is I need the action back to clear things and move away from the Cats from Saturn. So that's kind of what my turn has to be, and I have to get rid of Deeper Slumber. I can't get rid of Obsessive yet. So all we can really do is hope that we don't get rid of something that's too essential from these cards when my turn starts. Holy Rosary, yeah, okay, could have been worse. So yeah, like I said, we are in our trying to delete the Watcher with my Blur era. So I'm currently 5 on 5. If I use Blur, I can get up to 7 on 5. I can get up to 11 on 5 with a curse token added. And I think that's 11 on 5 is where I'm at with a Blur. Elder Sign. Great. After the test ends, you may reshuffle all but 1 card from your discard pile into your deck. Cool, fine. Yeah, I'll take those back. So he gets evaded. Discard it from your hand. I use a Blur to get my action back. And then these shuffle into my deck. That's fine. I don't particularly care for that to have happened then. That might have been nice to happen earlier or something, but whatever. We take it at this point. And then I discard the deeper Slumber. I'm going to discard Chance Encounter to take a resource, because I'm going to need that eventually. And I'm going to move to the Moon Forest. So what I'm hoping for is, I'm really hoping to be able to do this test if it'll let me, but it might not let me. I might not get the cards in hand to get this test even remotely reasonable. But, you know, a last chance could go a long way if I happen to get it. The Cats from Saturn are going to hunt down this way, because I don't want them to hunt to the Dark Crater, probably obviously. And then we upkeep. Devil's not bad to have back. Devil is not bad to have back. Now, it's not great to have back, because the Cats from Saturn are going to hit me for a lot more than 3. They're going to be hitting me for like 5. But it's not bad to have back. The Moon Lizard is ready now. I hope I didn't mess that up. Should he have hunted last round? Yeah, we spawned that last. These entered play last round. So the Moon Lizard should have been ready at the start of this round, and then he hunted here during the enemy phase. Ooh, that's an annoying pinch. I don't like that. That sucks. Okay, so we're at 2 out of 4 Doom. We're almost getting a grip of things, but we're not quite there. 4 on 4. I really can't afford to lose an absolute load of actions this round. And so I kind of have to shove this Promise of Power into it, and I might even need to put the Sparrow Mask into it. But the problem is, I also need those to get past this Moon Lizard. But I guess, more than anything, I cannot afford to lose an load of actions. So we're going to get the Promise of Power into this test. We're going to be 8 against 4. I guess, notably, 13th Vision doesn't make this any scarier. And I could use Patrice's Violin to see a new card. And I think I will. Live and Learn doesn't help me here, but it does help me with the Blur on the Moon Lizard. elder sign again. I'm pretty sure that I just straight up don't want to do that, but I do pass, so that's nice. Yeah, but this is a May. You may shuffle all but one card. I don't want to do that. I would rather have the Summon Hound here and get that chance encounter back through Resourceful than anything else. Okay, this turn sucks. What I'm thinking is I could play Devil, move in, Blur, move again to get the Black Core. Do that first. Okay, Devil, no Devil. Big shame. We move in. We're at the Caverns Beneath the Moon. I do have to get the clue off of here. Ooh, I forgot about that. That's a bummer. That is going to be hard. Hopefully we see Ms. Doyle's cat that can do an investigate. Okay, so what we could do is we could try a bunch of brand tests to do stuff, but I think that's probably a bad idea. Maybe I should have played the Rosary. I'm going to use the Blur to evade 5 against 4. I hate the 13th Vision so much right now. We're going to go 7 against 4. -1. Okay, so that gets used up. He's evaded. I get my action back. I'm trying to think of what would happen if I did a big... Like, what if I play the Key Ring, investigate at -2 Shroud, live and learn to investigate again at -2 Shroud? I'd be 2 up. I think I'm going to try that. That might be my best bet. Old Keyring. Investigate with Old Keyring. So we're 2 on 4. This is obviously going to fail. -1. It fails. After you fail, until the end of your turn, produce a Shroud by 2. So it's now at 2 on 2. And we're going to play Live and Learn to be 4 on 2. Couldn't get there. Could not get there. Extremely failed. But I did get rid of both the curses. And then because of the cultist, I have to draw the top card of the encounter deck, which is a Deeper Slumber, which is just catastrophic. That is so bad. That is so bad. Holy, that is bad. The cats from Saturn move here. He is going to engage me. I am going to draw 5 cards, and then after I've drawn, discard down to 2, and then at the start of my turn, discard one of them randomly. I have to discard down to 2. Oh, what do you even do with that? That is tough. That is tough. Playing the wards during the Mythos phase can get me a Sparrow Mask charge so that Brand can hit. But if I play that, then I don't have any cards. So Obsessive doesn't work. Holy. I guess ultimately it probably doesn't matter that much. So let's just go with like the things that get me maybe defeating an enemy. Like maybe. That's 3 out of 4 Doom. We got an encounter card, the Lunar Patrol. Just miserable. Discarding non-weakness card at random from my hand at the start of the round. That's the Grizzled. Okay, so if I use the Spectral Razor on the Moon Wizard, I am only 2 up. And I only do 2 damage. And then the cats from Saturn hunt in and kill me. Cool. Sure. Yeah, we're our back's up against a wall. We kind of have to, so we're 6 against 4. Okay, all right, we take it. That's two damage. And then we're 5 against 4. So I have to draw the zeros or the +1. But I can't lose my action. That's an auto fail. I try it again. That's the -1, which is a failure. These guys hunt in. There's a gentle. Wait, what's going on? Where'd my cards go? Did they like fall through the table? That's incredible. Anyways, there was a lot of them. This guy hits me for 2 and 2, which does give me a Sparrow Mask charge back. But then these guys hit me for like a myriad of 1s, so I guess I can go like 1, 2, which kills Ms. Doyle, which means I have to go remove the kitties from play. There's Zeal. Oh, the other ones are underneath. Yeah, okay, sure. Fine. And Hope and Augur. That's actually really funny that happened, now that I think about it. Because, like, say I attacked with him and him, those two got discarded, and then only one's left to attack? Huh. I've never run into this before where, like, technically that would have mattered. And I guess because they attack one at a time, my Sparrow Mask goes up to full no matter what I do. Let's just say that happened to see if there's, like, any way for me to get out from underneath this. But I don't think there is. But yeah, let's just go with that's what happened. And if there's a chance, we'll see it. Okay, so we're probably doing the same thing where we, like, brand, promise, resourceful, and then these are helping us maybe complete a test, right? We do Doom Out, which gives us an alarm, and we take horror equal to half our alarm level. And also this resets to 2 out of 4 there. So we got a horror, and we got a Doom. We get to draw a card because of Virgil, and I guess I'll put 2 horror on him. It's rounded down, right? Yeah, it's rounded down. Okay. And then we start the Mythos phase. We get the Moon Beast. Yeah, so we're entirely hosed. My alarm level goes up again, and I'm going to have Virgil draw me another card, and then at the start of my turn, Obsessive goes off. Which got rid of the Spectral Razor, of all things. The emergency cash makes it so that this last chance is significantly worse. Oh, but every time I drew a card, I was supposed to be discarding. Oh no! I've already done this wrong. So, when I drew the emergency cash, I actually should have, and now that I think about it, right, I should have done this. And then I would have just healed Virgil, because I'm not drawing another card. And then Obsessive goes off and gets rid of my emergency cash. Fine, sure. So we just like take a bunch of pot shots at the Moon Lizard, see if we can get 2 VP out of this, right? So we're at was that 7 against 5? -1. All right, we got 2 VP, folks. Actually, we got 3 VP. Oh, it's given how this has been going, I feel like there is a we take 3 VP opportunity here. And then I do a Spectral Razor on the Cats from Saturn. Which is like, what is it, 6 against 2? That's pretty good, actually. Nice. So we defeat one of the swarms, and then we put 1 damage on him. And then last action, we attack again with the brand, I guess? I forgot to do 2 damage a minute ago. The Sparrow Mask is 7 against 2. Yeah, we don't want to have the -4 go off there. So we do 2 damage. That one gets discarded. And then going into the Mythos phase, we take 1 damage from the cat from Saturn. We remove Virgil Gray from play with the Moonbeast hitting me. Okay, we got 1 more round out of us. And that is 2 attacks against me, so my Sparrow Mask recharges, right? This happens, but then I discard down, so Emergency Cash, read the signs. This is just horrible. I guess technically read the signs is an icon. Sure, so we do that. 3 out of 4 Doom again. And then what have we got? We've got another Moonbeast.
Looks like it's time to give up.
Obsessive. We're getting rid of the read the signs. Okay. Sure. We brand the cats. These are -4s right now, I believe. That would have put us at 7 against 2, so we actually do kill the cats from Saturn, which is pretty sweet. I will evade this Moonbeast with a take card committed. And I'll evade the other one. Okay. I won't. And we're defeated. So did we learn anything? Did we learn any lessons? Do we have any new insights to take away from this scenario?
Yes.
Monsters kill you, and that maybe 3 ultimatums, and also taking like every difficulty increase possible available by the scenario don't add up to a scenario win. I think that's the lesson to take away from this. I don't know if you had fun watching. I had a lot of fun playing this despite the loss. This was a riot. This was so funny. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.